Imagine you are at a really important networking session for the career of your dreams. But when people get up to mingle, you suddenly realize you don't quite know how to introduce yourself. Maybe you feel starstruck by a highly respectable researcher. Only problem is, you didn't prepare enough to tell them anything. So how do you prevent this from happening? Well, if you have an elevator pitch ready to go, then you don't ever have to worry about this kind of issue. So what exactly is an elevator pitch? It is best described as a short introduction about who you are and what you do that you could potentially share with anyone and about the time it takes to travel from one floor to the next in an elevator. In other words, it's a serious first impression that takes about 30 to 60 seconds. Before you start outlining what you might include in your elevator pitch, you should consider these two questions. 1. During what situation or event do you expect to use your pitch? 2. What strengths, skills, and knowledge do you wish to convey? These two questions are important because the pitch you use for networking will probably be a lot different from the pitch you use for discussing your research. Once you have answered these two questions, it's time to start writing out your pitch. First, write down a sentence to introduce yourself. Then write down 2 or 3 sentences that describe, with an example, your strengths and/or skills. Then write down 1 or 2 more sentences that describe, with an example, your knowledge or research. If you want, you can also mention a professionally relevant hobby. Lastly, write down a question you might ask the listener with the purpose of gaining new information or advice. Practice your elevator pitch out loud, since, of course, you won't be able to read it when you use it. Once you're comfortable with it, you'll be set for that great first impression you've been looking for. One last thing. Remember to ask for their business card and contact information at the end of the conversation, as it is crucial to expanding your professional network. Got any more big questions for career-related problems? Visit the Center for Career Development at Wilbur Cross or visit our website at career.uconn.edu.